Hi, and welcome to Prepping Essentials. I've done quite a few videos now on the subject of long-term emergency food storage, along with videos explaining why we need to store away supplies of food, and also about ways in which you can do this without breaking your budget. One of the keys to effective long-term food storage is ensuring that you regularly rotate out your food stocks so that they don't exceed their shelf life. Normally, you'd just incorporate the food into your normal day-to-day meals, but sometimes you can find alternative ways in which to use this food. So let's find out. Well, it's the weekend and we're busy in the kitchen. I've actually got some homemade bread on the go. I'll be having that later on today. It's got another 20 minutes or so to do the second rise and then it'll be off in the oven. Been helping myself to some pears and apples from a family member's tree who are away on holiday, so I've been looking after their garden for them while they're away. But primarily weekends about prepping and adding to the preps. I've done my normal shopping, and following on from a theme you'll remember from a previous video, it was called long-term food storage, what can you get for the price of a coffee? Seems ages ago since I did that. You'll remember for that my £2 coffee or thereabouts, what could I get? Well, I've just been topping up like I normally do. Got my till receipt there. And what did I get? Well, for my £2, actually it was £2.10, but we'll not quibble over the 10 pence. Rice, can't have enough of that. Got a kilo of rice at 45 pence. I got a kilo of spaghetti, 20 pence each for those packets. As usual, topped up on pasta at 29 pence for half a kilo, and then for my canned goods I added to those with these meatballs in tomato sauce. I'd not had these up until about, I guess, 2-3 weeks ago. I'd tried the ravioli, so minced beef in little pasta packages, and that was fine. So same brand, same company make these meatballs. I thought I'd give them a whirl because you never know until you try them. And actually, they're alright. It's chicken meat rather than beef meat. But they taste fine, they're solid and chunky meatballs, they're not sloppy. The tomato sauce is also fine. So for things like pasta or spaghetti, you've got a ready-made meal in a tin, and you can't go wrong with ready-made meals in a tin. They come out at 48 pence each. So with my rice, my kilo of rice, kilo of spaghetti, half a kilo of pasta, and my 2 cans of meatballs to top up what I've got already in the cupboard, for the price of a coffee, £2.10. I'll be doing a little bit of rotating of my canned goods today. Some of it will be coming up towards its expiry date. They do say that expiry dates don't actually matter and you can continue way beyond the expiry date on a can, so long as the can's integrity is not compromised, so there are no dents in it, it's not swollen, it's not showing signs of rust or other kind of compromise on the tin. But just to be safe, I do tend to rotate out my stock, particularly if it's stuff I use. And I've noticed that a couple of my cans of chickpeas are coming towards the end of their expiry. I do use those quite a bit actually. I use them in stir fries, of all things. But you can do other things with these. Chickpeas in particular, you can make hummus. So I thought I'd maybe give that a go today and see how we get on. Okay, so I was rotating the cans out of my food storage cupboards, noticed these chickpeas, we're heading towards the end of the expiry date, and I thought, well, I'll use them up, but what can I use them for? Normally I put them in stir fries, but there's quite a lot there, so I thought I'd make some hummus. So all we need is our chickpeas, a couple of other ingredients. There's some sesame seeds there, some olive oil, some cumin. You're going to need garlic of some form. I've got 4 cloves here. If you don't have fresh cloves, you could always use your dried ground garlic, but I won't be using that. You're going to need some lemon. I have a fresh one, but again, if you don't have it, you could use lemon juice. Some salt and some pepper, and depending on your personal taste, because all of this is adjusted to suit your own personal taste, if you wanted a little bit more spicy, you could pop in some cayenne pepper. Again, today I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use my normal ground black pepper. In addition to the ingredients, you're going to need some kind of food processor or blender. Rather than tear out my huge food processor, this normal blender will do the job. So let's crack on and do our hummus. So everything can go in one pot or one blending jug. Start off with the chickpeas. I've already drained these and just rinsed them, but what I'll do is I'll put them into the blender, and then I'll put some water, just normal cold tap water, probably about half of this can or slightly under half the can. We can always check the consistency as we go, and if necessary we can always add a little bit more, but there's just under half of that can, so pop that in there. Blenders are notorious for getting clogged up if the ingredients aren't wet enough, so I'll just keep that to one side in case I do need some more water. Hopefully not. Sesame seeds, we need round about a tablespoon of those. Pop them straight in. Olive oil, we need 2 tablespoons. Then we're on to our garlic. I should have prepped this earlier, shouldn't I? Let's get that out of the way. Top and tail those and peel the skins off. And just pop them straight in. Again, with the garlic, it's entirely down to your own taste. I just happen to like garlic. Hence I'm putting quite a bit in. You can put as much or as little as you want according to your own taste. Would help if I had better nails. Saw somebody once do this with the edge of a knife, where they just got the garlic clove, put the knife on, hit it, and magically all of the skin came off. I've never been able to do that. I always end up doing this, topping and tailing and then peeling the skin off. But anyway, there we go. Wasn't that much of a chore. Let's get rid of the mess. And then finally we've got a lemon. You're going to use about half of this. If you were doing it with the juice, it's around about 2 tablespoons, 2 and a bit tablespoons. Squeeze that straight in. And now, the final seasoning. We've got cumin. You're looking for 3/4 of a teaspoon of cumin, and then salt and pepper. you're looking for round about half a teaspoon of each, but again, it is down to your own personal taste as to how much you want in. And there we go, we're ready to start blending this up. Just give it a bit of a shake. As I said, blenders are not the best thing to do this with, but I couldn't be bothered getting my food processor out. We'll check the consistency as we go along, just to make sure if it needs any more. Just get it going. You can see it's mixing quite nicely actually. We'll just let that run for a couple of minutes. I will check the consistency, but that looks okay. Doesn't look too dry, too wet. Let's just give that a quick check and see how we're going. That actually looks fine. I'll just give it another minute of blending to make sure. I'm just looking at the time because I put some bread in earlier. Let me just check quickly. Yeah, that's coming along nicely. It's almost ready actually. Another 5-10 minutes and it'll be done. So by the time this hummus has cooled down in the fridge, I should be able to have some on my fresh bread. So here we go. There's our hummus. You can see it's nicely blended there. We'll just pop it into our container. These are great, but unfortunately that blender is ribbed inside and it's very difficult, so I was praying the spoon would work and it did nicely. So there we go. There is our hummus all ready to go. Just need to pop it in the fridge, let it cool down a little bit, and we're done. I couldn't resist showing you the fruits of my labour in the oven, because my bread is now ready. So I'm just going to grab that out. That is hot. This out. That's very hot. Just pop that to one side. So that's going to go with our hummus at some point tonight. But that's our lovely loaf of bread. Just thought I'd share that as an end to the hummus video. Well, the fresh bread has cooled down, and so too has the hummus. It's been in the fridge. So we can round off this video by serving ourselves up some hummus and fresh bread. That does look rather nice. Yeah, we'll not be stingy with the hummus. We've got salt and pepper to taste. And of course, if you really want, you can have a bit of fresh lemon. So there we are. Our hummus and fresh bread. The main objectives of this video were to remind you that you can put away stocks of emergency food on a small budget. You don't have to spend a fortune, and when you're storing food away, to keep an eye on the expiry dates and to regularly rotate out your stored food into your normal pantry for your day-to-day meals. But as a bit of a bonus, there's a bit of a suggestion there on how you can get creative with your canned goods. It doesn't have to be the same old use that you put them to. You can do something different from time to time, so I hope you enjoyed it. Well, that's it for this video. I hope that you found something in there that was of use to you. If you did like the video, then please do click on the like button. Also, feel free to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so. As always, I welcome any comments, questions or suggestions you might have. Just leave them in the comments section below. Do you do anything creative with your canned goods, apart from just using them as an ingredient in your day-to-day meals? Perhaps something similar to what I did in this video today. Let me know in the comments section below. But for now, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.